and welcome to Rewatch Party, where we're doing the exact same thing with a couple of tweaks. I'm Mark Green.
I'm Harrison Bloom.
And I'm Zach Horowitz.
We are back, guys. For those of you who may know us from the Fullest House podcast,
We're back.
Basically the same thing.
We're back. We're rebranded. We're doing the same thing, but about a different show, and that show is iCarly 2021.
Another sequel series.
Zach, you sounded so jazzed to be watching iCarly 2021.
Wait, we keep saying iCarly 2021. Is there another iCarly? Or are we talking about the prequel series from the early 2000s?
I just think that, specificity is better. You say iCarly, people are like, what's that? Like you say, like The Dark Knight, people are like, what's that? What's that movie? And you say The Dark Knight 2008, they're like, I have more information. And then you say The Dark Knight 2008, directed by Christopher Nolan, they're like, I know what you're talking about. That makes sense.
Oh, right. So this is the iCarly that keeps Dan Schneider away with a 100-foot pole.
Oh,
yes.
God.
Oh, boy.
We're starting off hot.
Starting off hot with some Dan Schneider talk.
Yeah.
Yep.
But yeah, we're excited to talk about iCarly, another show, as following up a show from our childhood.
We're excited. Yeah. What's your experience with the original iCarly?
I mean, I watched it as a kid.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, we watched Full House as a kid, but this was a show that really watched as a kid. This was of our generation.
Yeah.
I watched too many things, but so I did watch a ton of Full House as a kid, but I also did watch arguably more iCarly. I'm trying to measure the two in my head. I just think it's nice to establish a baseline.
Well, I can tell you for sure, I watched a lot more iCarly in my younger years than I did of Full House.
Yeah.
This was the Dan Schneider lineage, so all with Drake and Josh, and then worked up from there.
My mom used to love iCarly. She used to really like watching that show with me. So
really,
yeah.
Nice.
So it was real time.
It's actually very funny.
Yeah.
Go
ahead.
Funny. I told my dad that we were going to be doing iCarly next, and I did not tell him that we were doing the sequel series. Like, oh, you're gonna have fun with Sam and Gibby, and he listed all the characters that are not in the sequel series, and I'm like, yep. Not that one.
Oh no!
And watching the episode made me realize,
Principal Franklin.
And made me realize, oh yeah, really wish we were watching the original and not this one.
Well, it's this one. Currently, there are 13 episodes, so we'll get through that, and then we can watch the original.
Just gotta rip it off like a Band-Aid, a 13-week-long Band-Aid.
Gotta rip it off like a Band-Aid. But we're watching this because it felt very akin to Fuller House, but a little different. It's this improbable reboot years later, not quite as many years later, but at the same time, I remember when they're like, we're bringing back iCarly, and I went, how?
Yeah.
I watched that show as a kid, and it's such a, they're teenagers, they're in high school. I understand they're putting things out on the internet, but that was a very different internet, and that didn't even reflect the internet of that time.
Right. And it feels like a lot of the stuff in the new series feels like the producers are very much like, how do you do, fellow kids? I know internet.
That's the thing. I think you could get away with it more in 2007.
Yeah. Sort
of being like, this is what an internet show is. In 2007, to an audience of children who didn't really know so much. But this it's a little hard to know who this is for, because obviously it's for people who watched iCarly, but that gives it this weird thing because it's a mix of a Nickelodeon sitcom and an adult sitcom.
Yeah, it's that weird uncanny valley in the middle of the two.
Yeah.
Is this even associated with Nickelodeon anymore?
I don't know. I think it's just like the streaming service, just like Paramount Plus.
Paramount Plus. But yeah.
We'll talk about that more, I think, because I have more to say about that. But let's get into the episode.
We start out with Carly.
She walks in on a naked Spencer. Well, naked save for an apron.
Yeah,
cooking.
a half-naked Spencer.
Half-naked Spencer. That's
Jerry
the term.
Trainer.
Zach, you're so smart.
Killing it as usual.
Yeah.
Is Jerry Trainer going to be our new Juan Pablo de Pache?
It's very possible.
We didn't discuss this
He already
beforehand, but I think
was in
Jerry
our
Trainer is the
heads.
Juan Pablo de Pache equivalent.
Yeah. Oh, God.
Jerry Trainer, please come on our podcast.
Jerry Trainer, please come on our podcast.
Jerry Trainer, please
Oh
come
my
on our
god.
Yes. So you can put us out of our misery. Satan brought us back and
our-
cursed us with watching more
that's our
sitcoms
hubris.
from our
Our
childhood.
hubris, because God has cursed me for my
Yeah.
hubris and my work is never finished.
Yeah.
But guys, Carly, she's setting up for a dinner with her boyfriend, Bo, which might I just say is a very appropriate name for a boyfriend.
Bo, but not
yeah,
Bo
of course.
Burnham. Not that Bo. It's a different Bo, and it's spelled differently.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah.
You want to keep going on that? Zach?
Nope.
Okay.
We kept thinking about who this guy was, because you said he looks like the guy from Zoe 101.
He
And he
does.
does.
He kind of does, yeah.
I kept thinking, I know who this man is, and I never figured it out. He's just a generic, good-looking, pretty
He's just
boy.
a generic
Uh,
man.
Good-looking pretty boy. He's got like a mop of curly hair. I really do think
Yeah.
look-wise, he looks just like Chase from
He
Zoe
kinda
101.
does. I didn't
I'm
really
not
notice
too
it
proud to
until-
admit I know the names of the
Oh,
characters.
if you didn't,
from
I was
Zoe
going
101.
to. That's another show from my child. Like the Dan Schneiderverse was, you know, all part of all of our childhoods.
I really appreciate the term. It's so weird hearing it referred to as the Dan Schneiderverse because it's just that's such a like
though. It's like the
the
Dan
last
Schneider
5
cinematic
years
universe.
thing. No, it's true. They crossed over.
Yeah.
That's right, they did cross over. Well, here's the question: Is Drake and Josh part of the Dan Schneiderverse? Because that means
Yes.
there's
Oh, Drake and
two
Josh
random
characters showed up. Craig and Eric from Drake and
What?
Josh showed up on iCarly.
Drake Bell showed up on the episode
do
of
I not
Victorious and April
remember
Fool's
this?
Day. And wait, no, yeah, he shows up in the. And he shows up in an episode of iCarly and calls her
And
Megan.
Helen starts
Helen's
teaching.
there,
She becomes the
yeah.
new principal at the high school at Victorious.
I was thinking of in iCarly when Drake calls Carly Megan.
So there are just
Well, that's an
two
outtake.
Miranda Cosgroves running around, and one is a psychopath.
Yeah. Also,
Yeah.
there is an episode where Carly's like, I need to do a prank on like Freddie and Sam. I'm not good at being mischievous. And she's watching a show late at night and it's Drake and Josh and like Megan says something and she goes, oh, that little girl is so good at those things.
Yeah.
Ha ha ha. So this isn't about iCarly, but Drake and Josh both they exist in the world of
Yeah.
these shows.
Drake and Josh, iCarly,
and also it's a
Victorious.
TV show in this world.
Guys, I think if we keep analyzing this further, reality itself will actually start to crumble. Let's just move on.
Am I a TV show?
No,
We
Mark,
may
we're a
be.
podcast.
Are we gonna put in like a VHS tape and see a show from the 80s called like Mark and Friends?
Mark and Friends. Okay.
Yeah.
Mark and
I'm sorry.
Okay,
I said,
pending title,
I'm
Mark.
sorry. I just wanted my
Pending
character to get
title.
top billing.
I'm sorry. I'm sorry. Should I have taken 5 minutes to try to come up with a name?
Yes.
Or should I have kept the bit going and said the first name I thought of? Mr. Bo, but not Bo Burnham.
You leave Bo Burnham out of this.
I am. I'm sorry, Bo Burnham.
He's too good for
He's
this.
too good
sequel.
for this show.
Anyway.
Genuinely, I was just picking the first title that came to mind.
No, you're good.
I'm hyped.
support
I'm
the bit.
I'm emphasizing the drama, Mark. I'm committing to
Okay.
the bit.
And I'm just
committing to
sorry.
the
and I'm just an asshole and I want top billing.
Yeah. Well, there was a Frasier-style Zach spinoff that lasted for 10 years.
Mm.
bit. Yes.
Okay, that makes me happy.
My show lasted for 2 episodes. so-
Yeah,
You were
I
the
had
you were the
I was the
Tortellis.
Frasier and Harrison was the
That's
Joey.
Cheers deep cut.
Oh, I was gonna say it was like Joey. Remember Joey?
Ouch! Comparing me to Joey.
You started
The hit
it with
TV
that 2
show.
episodes thing.
I know.
Anyway, guys.
I know. I said that I made it 2 episodes.
There's another important point that we learn in this first scene, which is a big change from the original iCarly.
Yeah.
which is that Spencer is very rich.
Yes.
Yeah.
Spencer is rich and famous.
And has very much let it go to his head. I love
Yeah.
this character
Oh,
arc.
yeah.
Well, Spencer's like, why are you having dinner in my apartment rather than your apartment? And Carly's like, you're rich and your apartment's very nice.
Yeah.
Just weird way to throw that out there. I'm glad
Yeah.
they're setting it
There's
up.
a lot of clunky exposition in
It's
this
also
episode.
very weird that Carly is like, yeah, we're gonna have dinner, just you and me in my brother's apartment. We're just gonna break into my brother's apartment,
Which
because
I
he's
used to
rich.
live in.
Which I used to live in, but I don't.
I grew up
anymore.
in this apartment.
When I live down the hall,
Yeah.
like they don't even live in a separate building.
Yeah, It's occurring to me now. Is it weird that she lives in the same building?
Yeah,
I know there's some statistic that like people, on average, most people live like 5 to 15 minutes away from where they grew up.
Really?
Really?
That's
Yeah,
funny.
yeah. Most people settle around where they
Yeah.
grew up,
Uh-huh.
but that she lives in the same building.
Yeah.
Anyway, we should cut to the next night.
Well,
Well,
Yeah.
things happen on the first
next
night.
night.
She brings her.
Is
well,
it the
she
first
brings
night?
Bo.
You know what? It's
Yeah,
that
it's
I
the
thought
first
I was the first night. Honestly, I was just doing a time jump because I was like, Spencer was naked
And then he wasn't.
and then he wasn't.
Yeah, well, he put.
I guess he
something
could have put on
Yeah, he
clothes.
That
That one's
puts
on
like
me.
a robe, and then he's like, "I made you this gift for you and Bo Burnham. It's an and
Right.
sign, and you could stand on either side of it and be all like." And I did a pose there, not realizing that once again, you'd think after so many episodes of this, I'd realize that you can't see what I'm physically doing, but they just do like a nice little cheeky pose where they're like, "Yeah." That's how you describe that in an
exactly.
audio format.
Couples photos.
He made a
Yeah.
big
A big
ampersand
ampersand.
as a
Yeah.
gift.
And Freddie was like,
And Carly is very underwhelmed
Yeah.
by it.
yeah. And then,
Charlie's very underwhelmed by it. Freddie
Freddie
walks
comes
in.
in and-
He's upset that Spencer didn't wait until they were both there to give her the ampersand.
yeah.
Yeah.
But also, guys, remember Freddie?
Freddie, I love
Yeah,
Freddie in this.
remember
Freddie from
iCarly?
iCarly?
Freddie is
Yeah.
very much the J Money equivalent of this series.
He's
He
a
is-
sad
he's a
man.
sad man.
And we love him for it.
It's great.
He's
It's my favorite.
apparently been divorced twice.
Yes. He pulled 2/3 of a Ross Geller. Well, there's also one thing that he points out. He's like, he walks in, he's like, "Oh, you showed it without me?" And Carly's like, "Well, I'm gonna live stream my date with Bo Burnham tonight because this can't possibly go wrong." And Freddie's like, "Oh, well, it's a good thing
We
I
should
planned
clarify.
ahead and put a sneaky little phone hole for you to record in. Meanwhile, it's just the hole in the top of the ampersand, Freddie. Do you not know how those
Yeah.
work?"
Which
It's-
literally everyone
Freddie, you
would
didn't
see.
you didn't do anything.
It's not even like a
Freddie.
sneaky
Yeah.
little hole. Like, you can very clearly
It's-
see there's
yeah.
a phone there if you looked at it.
Freddie
Yeah.
should not be a spy. I do want to see Freddie in a James Bond movie.
Is this our spin-off for the
Yes.
episode?
I want to see Freddie in a James Bond movie just being the worst at anything secret.
Yep. He's like, his first day as a spy, he's like poisoning one of the drinks, but he poisons his own drink by accident.
Well, that's true. Well, I'm also imagining he's just very bad at keeping things secretive. So he has like a ring to drop the poison in, and he's just like, well, let me just put on this completely ordinary ring.
No poison in here.
Oops, I tripped over your drink. Don't pay attention to that.
Yeah.
Oops, I'm sorry. I tripped.
I'm sorry. I slipped and fell and poisoned your drink. It happens.
Oh, don't you just hate it when that happens?
You should drink
the
it
amount
anyway.
of times that has happened to me personally.
Tell
Yeah.
me about it.
I mean, I've been poisoned, but also I've poisoned a few people.
Yeah.
And like, I miss them.
just the way that
I
you're
miss
like,
them.
yeah, I've been poisoned, and it kind of sucks.
It kind of sucks.
Yeah.
But like the hassle of poisoning someone else, and the cops come and they're like, "Did you poison this person?" And I'm like, "Yes, but this was a misunderstanding. I slipped and fell." And then you're
Yeah.
in jail for
It's such, it's like the
it's
big
just a
misunderstanding of
lot
like
to
the cops
deal
come up to your house and they're like, "Did you poison this person?" You're like, "Can it wait like 5 minutes? I gotta go get groceries. Just like wait here and I'll be back." And they'll be like, "Sir,
You're
someone
like-
is dead."
they're like, "Did you poison this person?" And you're like, "I'm so sorry, but I need 5 minutes. There's a body on my floor and I need to make things nice for
my
you guys.
There's a body and I need to
So let me
dispose
just
of it
take
real
care
quick.
of
Can you
that.
like wait outside for like
Yeah.
5 minutes? I promise it'll be quick.
I gotta run to the lake.
Gotta run to the lake
And
to
take
dump
care of
the
a thing.
body of the person that I killed with the poison.
Where were we?
Well, I wanted to
Freddy
say
is a spy,
that
bad
this
spy.
that this dinner is very special for Carly because, as she says, Bo is going to propose that they start a channel together.
How does she know this? How does she know he will do this?
She's seen it coming for a long time now. You know, they've been dating for what, like 5 minutes. I took a look at my hand as if there was a watch there, and again, visual jokes do not work. But
Zach is doing a lot of visual bits, and I'm here for
here's
it.
my thing about this. Throughout the entire episode, and I think the series, I haven't seen like the entire thing, but they just say like a channel. They do not say where this channel is, just a channel.
Yeah.
And that makes it sound very, very
It
weird.
sounds
Zach,
like a
it's,
YouTube channel.
it's a
but-
channel on the internet.
Yeah,
That's where it is.
on the internet,
Yep.
iCarly.com.
Which, of course,
The
we all know
channel.
is a series of tubes.
Oh my god. But it's just like, it feels so weird to me. They're like, yeah, I'm gonna start a channel with this person. It's like, where?
Yeah.
Where is the content? Is it gonna be on YouTube?
Is it on
Twitch?
Twitch? Is
TikTok? Instagram
Carly's a
Live? Fucking carrier pigeon?
Carly's a
I don't
Twitch
know.
streamer, guys?
Here's one of those things, because on the original iCarly, they were posting their videos to iCarly.com.
Right.
And that is not a relevant way to post
That's not a
content
good
anymore.
way. Yeah, that's not a good way to put. But like back then, there's some suspension of disbelief of like, yeah, you could post on a website. And also, again, you're a kid and you're like, well, okay, they have a website. I don't really think about it. But
Yeah.
you watch it now and you're like, where do they post these things to? This can't be just in the ether.
Oh, wait a minute. I get it now. It's on Paramount Plus.
Oh, of course. Everyone's favorite streaming service, Paramount Plus. I'm so sorry.
Yep.
That's right.
Wow, iCarly, the web show, is
Yeah.
gonna absolutely fail.
Look,
Oh
you
my
gotta.
God.
You can't search for
Put it on
iCarly because
Paramount
that'll bring up
Plus.
the original show. You can't. Yeah.
Wait a minute. What if they were on Quibi?
Oh, this is definitely on Quibi. Oh, I'm so.
Yes.
I don't think
Oh.
Quibi was shut down
The
yet when
streaming
this was
service
airing.
made for shorter videos. Yeah,
Of course.
they're on Quibi.
Freddie has to take into account that
Then he has to film
the
it in
phone
portrait
can
mode on a
be-
phone.
That's so. It's so true. And like,
Oh,
Quibi is all about getting established people to come and make some short form content. Who's more established on the internet than Carly Shay?
Minor
Yeah.
internet celebrity who has just not done anything in a while.
Minor internet celebrity who hasn't done anything for 10 years.
Yeah.
Oh, actually, I do want to point out they do say what Carly's been doing in the last 10 years.
Oh, yeah.
it's all like similar stuff,
Well,
but it's
she
not
hosts-
online.
One is she had a college radio show, which like fine. But the one
Yeah.
I want to highlight
Italian
is she
QVC.
said she hosted Italian QVC.
Yep.
You can't just say that.
Yeah, that's like a throwaway
have to
joke. And it's like, I
unpack
think we need to
this.
spend more time on Italian QVC. They should have just done like they should have pulled a Family Guy and just did like a cutaway gag to Carly hosting Italian QVC and just speaking
Yeah.
Italian. I'm not gonna do that because
It's
I
full
don't know
of
Italian,
horrible
and that's gonna
Italian
come off not good.
stereotypes.
She sells pasta.
To be like, oh, in the meantime, I haven't been doing much. I had a college radio show. I studied communications. I also hosted QVC in Italy. It's like, can we talk about that?
That's a very big
Uh,
jump from one thing to the next. Well, here's the thing. I think she said Italian QVC first, as if that was the normal one, and
Yeah.
then talked about her college radio show.
Exactly. That's
a good point.
That's 100% true.
Italian
That's a
QVC
very
was
So
good
she
point.
did that in high school?
Yeah.
The Italian QVC?
Do you think we haven't seen all of this show? Zach and I have seen a couple of episodes. Tyler has seen all of it. Our producer and editor Tyler, without whom this show is not possible. Thank you, Tyler.
Praise be unto him.
Do you think Do you think we'll ever have a moment where like an Italian character will show up and be like, "Oh my God, you're Carly Shay.
Yeah,
I used to watch
that would
QVC."
be so funny.
Yes, Carly, I remember you from Italian QVC. My name's Paolo. I make the pizza. Anyways, go on.
She wants to start a channel with Bo. That's his proposal. Anyway, she starts having dinner with Bo. She's live streaming it, which I'm sure is a good idea.
Everything about this scenario is already creepy, and I don't
know.
think they ever fully realize how weird this is.
But they
I
sit
think
down
Bo
to
realized
dinner.
it, but none of the other characters do.
Bo seems sort of oblivious to it, I think.
Bo doesn't really seem to care.
Because she brings in Bo, and then he sits down, and he's like, Carly, we need to talk. You know, we've been dating for like 5 minutes now. And, you know, you've been spending like all the time. It's not actually 5 minutes. I don't know how long it was, but I'm assuming it's like not a long amount of time.
They never explain.
But he's like, you know, we spent all this time with me. Like, you know, you took me to my podiatrist appointment. You went with me to the podiatrist. That was really weird. You know, stuff like that. When he's like, and I just need, you know, a little bit of space.
And she's like,
because
okay,
you're crazy.
I can do space.
You're a crazy person. Meanwhile, Spencer and Freddie are trying to sneak around
Mission
to
Impossible.
recover
Freddy's
the camera.
A spy. Wait, he's already a spy. He's doing some
Freddy's
spy
a spy.
moves.
Oh my God, it makes so much sense. He's so
Yeah.
bad at being secretive as a cover for the fact that he's actually very good at being secretive
Oh, fuck
in
yeah.
his work as a spy.
You cracked the code.
How did
Anyway,
we not see it?
Their brilliant plan is to sneak around the couch while Carly is having this painful conversation where Bo just slowly reveals that he's just dumping Carly.
Mhm.
And then
Oh, it's pretty quick.
Well, I mean, I say slowly, I mean gradually, you know.
Yeah.
Like he starts saying that, oh, I need a break. No, not a week. No, not 2
Oh, okay,
weeks.
yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, you know, we need some space
But
for
then
like
right at the
forever.
very end, right when they have the camera, they shout, take the camera and spike it on the ground, and it doesn't even turn
Fuck
off. So Carly,
off.
this is all just still live
So
streaming.
Carly grabs it and she starts
Yeah.
stomping on her phone.
After she's like, wait. After she's like, what the fuck? You broke my phone. And then she stomps on her phone.
And amazingly, this does not become a meme. This would be memed so hard on the internet today, but they never really bring that up, which is a missed opportunity if you ask me.
But there's a line that I like a lot where Spencer says to her, well, maybe people are going to think it was mutual. And then we go to the intro, which
That
I
was
think they reused the same theme song. I think it's the same recording. It's the same song.
Yeah.
I think it is the same recording. But next we meet Carly's new roommate and best friend, Harper.
Yeah.
Hooray.
Who's very outgoing. I
She's
guess that's the
very
way to describe
outgoing.
her. Yeah.
That's a good way. Yep.
Yep.
And also hot? Like the hottest thing alive?
She's the prettiest
like
girl in
everyone
school.
wants to have sex with her?
Everybody, they make a whole list of like everybody wants to have sex with her
Yeah.
because she's so hot.
No one ever actually flirts with her in this episode, but
No.
they keep just insinuate. They just keep saying it. That she's
They
the
keep
hottest
saying
person in the
she's
world.
yeah. Which it's not that the actress isn't, attractive, but she's not like stereotypically bombshell.
Well, I don't even think it's that. It's just, what do these people see in her that everyone wants to sleep with her and then never happens on screen? I don't know. Yeah.
Sure, I just mean like there's a certain kind of stereotypical casting that you'd do
Yeah, I guess
for a
so,
character that's like, everybody wants to sleep with you.
Yeah.
I kind of appreciate that it's not like a stereotypical bombshell and they're still like, well, everybody wants to fuck Harper.
Yeah. Yes.
I do kind of appreciate that. Guys, Harper does not like Spencer.
No, she does
No,
not.
he's a dumbass.
No.
But she does
Yeah.
want to go to
But
his
that's
party.
His most lovable quality. Is that he's a dumbass.
Yeah, that he's a dumbass. He's also it becomes more apparent, I think, as the show goes on. He's a bit of an asshole in this rebooted
he
show.
is.
The fame has definitely gone to his head.
Yeah.
Yeah.
This show, it's making a statement about how wealth corrupts you. Spencer was like a happy-go-lucky, goofy guy, and then he became very wealthy. and now he's terrible to people.
Yeah. Meanwhile, Carly has experienced success and I apparently wealth, because she also has a nice apartment. She's kind of been, I guess, coasting off of iCarly, but she's never been happy without iCarly.
No.
So,
But Harper wants to go to a big fancy party that Spencer's throwing. Carly does not want to go because she's just been dumped. There's a joke that I like where Harper says, like, come on, you need to get out there. Your legs look like Eugene Levy's eyebrows. And Carly goes, you said that was feminist. Which, that I liked.
I mean, it's not feminist.
It's not feminist.
Yeah.
Eugene Levy's eyebrows are very feminist.
Eugene Levy
I do say
is
so myself.
just... Well, I mean, look, there are worse people to be compared to than Eugene Levy, sex icon.
Oh, yeah. There are worse people to be compared to Eugene. I love all of Eugene Levy.
Yes.
What I'm saying is that his eyebrows specifically are feminist icons.
Yes.
Yes.
I'm not disagreeing with
And
you
I
there.
assume that's exactly what they meant when they said her legs are feminist because they look like Eugene Levy's eyebrows. That
Yes, of course.
it's the eyebrow thing.
Eugene Levy.
Yeah.
But guys, I think we should get to this party. Freddie
Yeah, the party.
arrives.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
There are already people there. Spencer says it's because he has his servers dressed like, regular guests because he doesn't want people to think he's this rich asshole. Freddie has been through 2 divorces, I have written down in my notes, and a failed startup.
And now he lives with his mom again.
Don't forget the startup.
We love our sad boy.
Yes.
Yes.
And it's also here that we are introduced to Freddie's adopted daughter, who is literally the worst person.
Well, before that, there is something
stepdaughter.
important I want to talk
Not
about.
adopted daughter.
Stepdaughter?
Stepdaughter.
Yeah.
Yeah, stepdaughter.
Yeah.
But I do want to talk about, we do find out right before we meet her, we find out where Spencer's money comes from. What made him a famous artist?
It's a marshmallow
Yes.
sculpture for the White House, right? Is that what it
It's
was?
a marshmallow sculpture of the White House,
Of the
but
White House.
half of it was burned and melted to represent the discord within our country. And it became this very
iconic piece of
iconic
art.
statement for the Trump era.
When in reality,
And Spencer confides, actually, my phone overheated and I left it too close to the sculpture.
it's not that it overheated. It spontaneously caught fire, as all things that Spencer does
Right.
happen to do. And then it burned half of the sculpture.
Spencer accidentally made a statement.
Yep.
And now he has
And now
a
he's
falcon
rich.
named
now he's a rich,
Jericho.
and now he owns a falcon named
Yeah,
Jericho.
now he has a falcon named Jericho. Correct.
Yep.
But yep, Freddie has a stepdaughter, Millicent. I
Who
wrote
is
it
the
in
worst?
my.
She is the
I wrote.
worst.
I don't like her. She's just
She's
like mean. Is her
She's
character
like-
trait?
she's
She
so
doesn't like
annoying.
Freddie,
Like, not
and
in a
she's
fun
mean.
way. Like Spencer's, when he's mean, it's in a
Yeah.
fun way. When Millicent is mean, it's in an annoying, I
Yeah.
want to punt this child kind of way.
Also, I think it's sort of weird. Like, again, the way this show exists, it's an aged up Nickelodeon sitcom. It's like you smash together iCarly and Friends. There's a lot of talking about like relationships. Again, they explicitly be like, everybody wants to have sex with Harper. Like they talk
Yeah.
about sex.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Tonally, it's still pretty similar to iCarly. It's maybe not quite as goofy in this pilot, at least, but it's about these like sort of young adults in their like 20s or 30s. And then also there's just a kid.
Yep.
Yeah.
It feels like it doesn't fit to me. I don't like the character.
Yeah.
You could make the character fit, but it's in part that they wrote it as just Freddie as a kid who's a kid and she's mean to him. So in the same way that like the original show was about a gang of friends in high school and then their weird older friend, Spencer, this is about a bunch of people in their 20s and their friend Spencer and also a child.
Yeah. And also half of the main cast.
Yeah.
That's
So it's a
true.
little weird, but yeah, what are you gonna do? But this party is very important for Spencer because someone has threatened his Jonas Book of World Records record
Yeah.
for the sculpture with the most moving parts from the original show.
Yeah, remember that? Remember iCarly?
Remember iCarly?
Yeah, and they have possibly, in my opinion, the cringiest moment of this episode where they very blatantly and transparently talk about, do this meta commentary on how this show is a rehash of the original prequel show, which I will only refer to as the prequel show.
Yeah, where it's like, I took the old sculpture and I added like a couple new things to it. So it's like the old one, but plus.
The old one plus. And Harper says it's just the same thing with a few new pieces.
Yeah.
And she doesn't, but it feels like she stares into the camera for 5 minutes.
Yeah. She doesn't do it physically, but like metaphorically.
Yeah.
I'm surprised that Spencer didn't add, oh, well, I did have to get rid of one part. It just didn't want to stay on for some reason. It just kind of fell off, and, you know, it can always come back. I might find a place for it, but...
I mean, they should have
who knows?
to make it more like nail on the head, but, that makes me sad.
Yeah. I mean, I've seen, like, things like Jeanette McCurdy has said that she just, like, was never really super into acting, and she just doesn't want to act anymore. And it's like,
that's the only reason why. It's not because she
Yeah.
hates the cast or anything.
Yeah.
They're all friends, but
Yeah.
yeah.
And then I think it was like, and I think the actor who played Gibby, it was like a whole thing about how like the main joke with his character was that like he was the funny fat guy, right? I think that was it, right? That he didn't. That it was like
he took his shirt off a lot.
Yeah,
yeah.
Where he was like, where his thing was that his joke, at least in the
Mm.
beginning, was that he was fat, and look at the funny fat guy.
Yeah.
That is sad. That a different time.
Yeah.
And being fat was considered just funny.
Yeah. I mean, what was always funny to me about Gibby is just I love a dummy.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, Gibby,
no,
that
and
was the
his
best part
character
of Gibby.
evolved more into that. It's just like at the beginning, it was very much.
Yeah.
Just
Oh
like,
no, I know. That's definitely true. They used to have him take his shirt off a lot because look at this fat kid without a shirt.
Yeah.
Yeah. Remember when he had a girlfriend who was Emily Ratajkowski, and that was the entire joke, that she's hot and Gibby was not?
I forgot that was Emily Ratajkowski. That's
weird.
Amazing.
Yeah. I didn't know, obviously, at the time, but...
That is amazing. I didn't know that.
Yeah.
You're informing me now.
Just that this would be the same girl who would later go on to appear in Robin Thicke's Blurred Lines music video.
Yeah. World famous model.
You get Gibby to Robin Thicke. That's a pretty big downgrade.
The Gibby to Robin Thicke pipeline.
That is a downgrade. I would much rather date Gibby.
But guys, importantly, like she's just not feeling it. She's still sad about her breakup. So she goes to leave and she opens the door, but who should be there? Guys, it's a cute guy. And more so than that, guys, it's Luke from Camp Lakehorn.
Remember Luke from
Is he
Camp
in the
Lakehorn?
original show?
I
No,
don't
he
think
was
so.
not.
I doubt it.
Oh, okay. So it's just a guy she knows from camp who we've never met before.
I do like, she says Luke from Camp Lakehorn, and he goes, Carly? Also from Camp Lakehorn?
That was
Yeah.
fun.
I liked that. But she starts talking to him.
And she falls in love because it's just...
Well, there's an exchange I want to talk about as they fall in love, which is he asks her, what does your dad do? And she says, oh, he's in the Air Force, but for some reason was on a submarine. And I don't really know. And then he says, and what's your mom like? And Carly says, let's go back to my dad.
So does Carly not know who her mom is?
That's my thing. Like, I was like, her mom's not in the picture. I always assumed she had like passed away or something.
Yeah.
But the way she says it, it's like she literally doesn't know how to answer. So she got
like Men in Black memory
what's
wiped.
going on? Yeah, exactly. I was about to say Men in Black. Yes.
Oh, wait, no. I know.
Mm-hmm.
Her mom is the mom from Drake and Josh.
Oh.
Isn't there like a theory that like Spencer is crazy Steve
Yeah, and he, like, kidnapped Megan and moved to Seattle.
Which I don't think
That
tracks
is-
Yeah,
exactly.
which is like,
No, it does not at
Yeah,
all,
it's like,
but-
oh no, the same actors can't appear in multiple shows together.
I don't understand acting is what you're saying with that.
Yeah.
But yeah, she fully like either doesn't know who her mom is or was Men in Black memory wiped in regard to her mom. Do you think her mom is an alien?
Ooh, does that mean
Yes.
Carly's half alien?
You think her mom
Carly
was
and
an
Spencer are half alien? Because Spencer's her brother, so...
It would explain some of
Yes.
Spencer's wackiness. Oh my god. Spencer is half alien, and his alien power is that he can set things on fire.
Fuck yes.
Yes.
And he can't control it at all, and that's why things always get set on fire.
if he knew that he was half alien, he'd be able to gain a handle on these powers, but he doesn't know.
Oh my god.
Brilliant.
That's my new
I
headcanon.
know.
Brilliant.
Like Harley and Spencer are half
Oh
alien.
my god.
Anyway, we should also say Carly finds out what Luke's job is, and it's Luke is a college professor specializing in the mouthfeel of various viscous.
There's one thing that I think we need to mention here, because Carly talks about like what she's been doing in the past. She's like, yeah, and like I went to college and it didn't really work out for me because, you know, stuff that I was learning, I learned more from like doing iCarly than learning about like media studies in college. But anyways, what do you do? And he goes, I'm a college professor. So, and you know, specializing in
No, it's a good setup to the
viscous
joke of I'm a college professor. I was so hung up on mouthfeel, to be honest.
I mean,
I thought the setup was very good, so I wanted to make mention of it.
Well, you know, in the mouth major, there's mouth feel, mouth moods, mouth sound.
Mouth sounds
there's
like the
a
Neil
joke for all you
Cicerega
Neil
album.
Cicerega fans.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's all about how talking works and how mouth sounds, vocal cords.
But anyway, we also find out Freddy's talking to a pretty lady.
Yeah.
We find out that his ex has custody of all his nice shirts.
And half of the
I don't
child.
know why she needs the nice shirts.
And half of the child. He says, I share custody. My ex and I share custody of our daughter and all of my nice shirts.
Yeah.
Why does his ex need his nice shirts?
I don't know.
I don't even want to begin to know what she needs with his nice shirts, to be honest.
But Mrs. Benson, remember Mrs. Benson
Freddy's
from iCarly?
Yeah.
She comes in and embarrasses him in front of the pretty girl.
I have always cringed at the sight of Mrs. Benson and all of her antics, so this was not good for me. I was like breaking out in hives watching Mrs. Benson
Everyone's
come back
favorite
again.
character, Freddy's mom. And then, you know, it's the point where he turns to the girl afterwards and he's like, yeah, so we're done here. Because the whole thing is that, like, she's like, look, you know, I love that you say that you're not ready to date. It just shows to me that you are mentally ready to date and you're mature enough to know that. And Freddy's like, no, I swear, I'm a very sad individual. My ex took all of my nice shirts, and I have this daughter who is the worst.
But anyway, guys, Carly and Luke retire to someplace a little more comfortable, which is under blankets on her couch watching Law and Order. There's an extended joke where she explains Law and Order to him.
I loved that joke. It was
very good.
ASMR Law and Order opening was very nice.
So this show's really interesting. You see, it's about two separate yet equally important parties.
Yeah. The entire monologue.
Yep, it's so good. Anyway, the next morning, Carly is up and peppy. She has cooked breakfast. She's looking good. Spencer is shocked. He's like, but you are always sad and sleep until noon. And what's going on?
And she reveals that having been on this one date with Luke, she now feels comfortable enough to brag to Bo about all the stuff going on. Why does she care?
Not to mention that she gave the same spiel to everybody at the point where they memorized the spiel.
Yeah.
Yep. I do really like there's a moment where they're eating the breakfast and Spencer goes, wait, this is too nice for us. What's going on? And it's I don't think it's so much that she's like so into Luke that she's like, I'm already in love. I think she says Bo is coming over and she wants to win the breakup.
Yeah. That's what I mean. She's like, she wants to win the breakup and she feels so confident in this.
You're like, why would she need to do this? And the answer is she's in a sitcom.
Yeah, okay.
But then he comes over and everyone's like, no, you didn't invite Bo over. He comes over and Carly's like, yeah, I got this new guy now. His name's Luke and we're starting a channel together and we're launching on Friday and it's going to be live. So, haha. And Bo's like, oh, that's great. Good for you.
Well, actually, I like it a lot because what happens is I think she does not immediately say we're starting a channel together. It's that Bo comes in and says, oh, I have a new girlfriend and we're starting a channel together.
Yeah, and all that's in response.
And so Carly goes, well, I have a boyfriend as well and we're starting a channel together and we launch Friday. And he goes, you too? It's the kind of sitcom writing that I like, where Carly's like, rash decision. Yes, that it's not just like she randomly makes the decision to start a channel. She's like, oh God, I have to do this. I have to prove something. I am starting a channel and we're going live.
Mhm.
Again, I like that there's this scheming reason rather than just Carly decides to start iCarly again. I like that it's this wacky sitcom thing.
Mhm.
Yeah.
I know it's stupid, but I like it.
And it locks her into a situation where she now has to go on a date with Luke. I mean, she was going to go on a date with Luke anyway, but it's for the express purpose of locking down this.
They're at a
iCarly
Way
partner.
restaurant?
A restaurant that exclusively serves whey. I think that's the important part.
Yep.
It serves exclusively whey, as in the part of milk.
There are a lot of dates I would be willing to go on, but if a nice lady invited me to a first date at a whey restaurant, I would. That would be absolutely horrifying.
But what if you get a chunk?
Yeah, well, Luke tells her, like, he's very excited about, like, they have the best whey here, and he says that a chunk is considered lucky, so you should hope to get a chunk.
Oh, of course.
He also takes a sip of his water and goes like, classic Seattle tap.
I love it. I love this joke.
It's really great.
I love this joke so much.
It feels like something right out of Seinfeld.
Yeah.
Where it's like Carly dates this guy and there's something weird about him.
There's a principle where like specifics are pretty much always better in comedy. The more specific you can be. And I really like that this isn't just a crappy date. He's not just like a loser guy. It's that he's really into mouthfeel.
Yep.
He starts
That
gargling.
is just so weird, and he's so obsessed with it.
It's
great. And then basically they cut back to her after that and be like, yep, so I'm not with Luke anymore.
Meanwhile, just the B plot is Spencer wants Harper's input on what he should add to his big sculpture because she doesn't like it.
He really wants Harper to like it.
Yeah, I really like that when he asks her, he's like, he doesn't say, I want your input on what to add to the sculpture of what you think could make it better. He says, I want to know what you think I should add to the sculpture to make you like it.
And he steals her sunglasses, I think.
I think you're right. He's a thief.
Yeah, he's like, are those my sunglasses? And he's like, well, they are if you think you'd like it that way.
But we go to a scene. Carly and Freddie are having burgers after her bad date. And there's some nice stuff in this scene. She says that she just wants to be making things again, but she doesn't think she can do it on her own. We find out what happened with Sam. She's following her bliss with a biker gang.
I think, I mean, we're only one episode in, but so far, just that one sentence is way better than anything they ever did for Michelle in Fuller House.
Yeah, it's way better than Michelle is in New York running her fashion empire, staring at the camera for 5 minutes.
That makes so much sense for the character. Yeah.
What would Michelle be doing?
I don't know.
She was in the majority of Full House, which I've been rewatching some Full House. She was like a little kid and liked little
Mark,
kid things.
I thought we've already established Michelle is dead.
That's true. Oh, right. I'm sorry. Michelle is dead. Let's move on.
I just need the way they handle the idea that these characters still have a relationship outside of.
No, I think you're absolutely right. I think
show.
Sam is in a biker gang is a really good joke, a really good decision for that character and really fitting. I'm just making the joke of like, what would Michelle be? And now that I think about it, all I know about Michelle is she likes like toys and eating cake.
What would Michelle be in other than a grave 6 feet underground?
Jesus Christ.
That got really dark.
Tyler, keep that in and maybe make it louder. Anyway, but she said, Freddie says that he does think she can do it alone. But he says, but what matters is what you think. And so she's resolved to start iCarly again. And she asks for Freddie's help and says, can you use that filter that makes my cheekbones like pop out? And he says, the one that makes you look like an alien. And she goes, a sexy alien, which I just.
So she is an alien.
She
is an alien. Oh my God.
It's all coming together, guys.
That's why she wants the alien filters, because she wants to look more like her mom.
I knew this was a sequel to iCarly. I didn't know it was also a sequel to The X-Files.
They're finally gonna give it a satisfactory conclusion.
But I liked the sexy alien joke.
That was good. Yeah.
Yeah. But then they're like, well, there's one thing left to do and see if Spencer actually built that home gym. And they cut to the iCarly set, and Spencer's like, yeah, I was never going to build a home gym.
This show has some good jokes. There are some good jokes here.
Yeah.
Also, in the attic, in the old studio, there's a bunch of marionettes.
Yep.
Because Spencer had a marionette making phase, and he keeps them in the
I
attic.
think I remember that from the original show.
I actually don't think that was in the. There was a show where he was making a stop motion film. So like there was an episode where he got into like puppets, but that's not in the original show.
There was one joke that I really liked in there is that he keeps the marionettes upstairs because it's away from the knives.
I really liked that. Yeah.
Yes,
well, again, this show has jokes. There are some.
Yes.
There are some jokes that don't land. There's some like awkward butting up of like Nickelodeon tone to like adult situations, but this show has some good jokes. But they go through their storage, they find a bunch of old iCarly props. Remember iCarly?
Yep.
Remember the idiot farm girl and who thought the cowboy's mustache was a squirrel?
Yeah.
Remember George the talking bra who told ghost stories?
I
remember Baby
that.
Spencer? They actually do that one in this one.
Remember Baby Spencer? Internet content has changed.
Yes.
I don't think I don't think
very
iCarly
strange.
was ever very accurate to what like internet content was like.
Oh, Baby Spencer would still blow up today, I
Baby,
think.
yeah. That's true. That is true.
With the kind of lol random shit on the internet.
Yeah.
It would not
I feel
survive
like
today.
iCarly
in the
segments
same
would do
way.
very well on like TikTok.
That's true.
I could do, yeah, that's true.
Yeah.
Clearly, she's been doing something with the brand because she still has a fan base.
Yeah,
They established that.
she starts they film iCarly, they start going. 50,000 people are watching.
Yeah. My headcanon that I think and I'm giving Paramount Plus permission to steal this. They should have a joke where there's a troll in the live chat and it's just Sam making fun of Carly. Yeah.
But
And then they ban him and they make multiple
But
accounts.
she's too busy with
That's
her
fun.
biker gang. They're not going to have reliable Wi-Fi.
Oh my god.
Sam has data. Sam
You're
has
saying that
data.
like there's a troll and then they ban them and then there's like they make another account, stuff like that. Huh. What a very fun troll thing that certainly has never happened in real life.
Oh god.
It has happened to me.
But they do Baby Spencer. She rubs a lot of skincare stuff on his face.
Yeah. It's a nice callback.
Which, again, Spencer is a prolific and respected artist now.
But he was always respected for weird shit. Like,
I don't think he was
know.
ever super... He did okay. I don't think he was a respected artist. But now he's like, again, he made a lot of money by making this
He
political
wasn't as rich
statement.
before.
That's true.
Yeah.
What I'm saying is he still got rich and famous off the weird ass sculptures in his
And then
apartment.
I'm
Sure.
I believe that's how the episode ends.
No.
Right? It's after.
They-
after Baby Spencer.
They're back in
There's more.
Spencer's apartment.
Mhm.
Spencer gives a toast to Carly, and he reveals...
Oh right, yes.
He reveals
Yes,
that he
yes.
said no to the Jonas people. Let someone else have the world record. He likes the sculpture, and that's enough. And
Yeah.
Harper goes, I still don't like it. And he goes like, damn it. But Freddie asks, does it still work? So Spencer turns it on. It immediately catches fire.
Of course it does.
Yep.
Of course.
And
Harper
then
Harper
Harper's
goes,
like,
I love it.
love it.
It's about setting your old self on fire and rising anew like a phoenix. It's great. And then
And
taking
then
us
Carly
out.
turns to Spencer and is like, it wasn't supposed to catch on fire, was it? And he goes, no, it never is.
Yeah.
This is a much
And
better
that's how it ends.
criticism of literature class and art class than any blue curtain metaphor.
Yep. But yeah, that's how the episode ends, which brings us to our favorite segment that we're bringing back. It's time for Sad Boy of the Week, baby.
Sad boy of the week. There are at least 4 nominees that I have in mind.
I've got a couple in mind. Freddie for sure.
Freddie,
Yeah, Freddie
Spencer,
Spencer.
for sure.
I
yeah.
think Luke,
Carly,
Luke.
and-
Mr.
and
Mouthfeel,
Luke.
and Carly. Those were my four.
And
And
Carly.
Carly,
Yeah, I think
yeah.
that's it.
Yep.
Yeah.
I'm fine with those four.
Yep. Luke is quick, so I'll do Luke first. Luke likes mouthfeel. He likes the mouthfeel of viscous liquids. He's made that into
Oh
his
my
profession. God. He teaches about it.
He goes on dates to show it off.
He goes on
But
dates
also
to show it off.
But also he managed to make a successful career out of it, which like good
That's
for
true.
him.
Yeah,
good for Luke. Also, pretty weird and sad, I must say. Hey, what's your passion in life? I like the mouthfeel of liquids. All right, man, I'm backing away slowly. I don't know about you.
Anyways,
Carly, of course.
Mm-hmm.
She's so psyched to start a channel with her boyfriend, who instead breaks up with her.
Yes. On live video.
Her legs look like Eugene Levy. I don't know.
Jewish icon Eugene Levy.
Feminist icon Eugene Levy.
Feminist Canadian Jewish icon Eugene Levy.
Yes. She meets a new guy and immediately is like, well, I'm going to lie to my ex-boyfriend and say that I'm in a deep relationship with this person I've just met because I have to win the relationship.
Hey, she ate s'mores with that man. She made s'mores.
That's true. They made s'mores. They went to summer camp
And did
together.
other camp things.
Yeah.
Other camp things.
Other camp things.
Like sex.
No one has sex at camp.
What kind of camp did you go to?
The same one as you, Zach.
And you didn't get laid? Fucking nerd.
I also want to point out, we don't know. They may have gone to day camp together.
In which case, they better not have had sex.
I was going to make a joke about, like, they did other camp things, if you know what I mean. Canoeing.
Yes.
But instead,
Passing
I was going to make
their
a, if you
swim
know what I
test
mean, joke. And
Canoeing.
instead, Zach just shouted, sex.
Yep.
I mean, the ultimate bonding activity at camp is not sex, and it is not canoeing, and it isn't even s'mores. It will and will always be tetherball. That will never die. Tetherball will never die.
You're so right.
I went to a different camp than them. I have to tell you, tetherball wasn't big at my camp.
Damn, really?
It was.
No. You know what? One year, a lot of people played tetherball, but there was a different thing people were into every year. There was one year where like everybody played Magic the Gathering. But like tetherball was not a constant that like I remembered.
I do notice. There might have been fewer tetherballs in the later years of our camp experience.
Yeah.
But
anyway, let's
guys,
keep going.
Yeah, Carly, she lies to try to win the breakup.
Yeah.
But immediately she does not win the breakup because her ex-boyfriend of like 1 to 2 days, maybe a week, is like, oh, I have a new girlfriend and we're already starting a channel together. We filmed Friday. And so she immediately blurts out, well, I'm starting a channel with my new boyfriend. She goes on a terrible date with this person where he's too into mouthfeel. She has to drink whey and she gets a chunk, which is lucky. So is that sad? Is it not?
I think that eliminates her from contention.
That's
not
right.
really. That's a joke.
Yeah. She smears makeup on her brother's face as he's dressed as a baby.
And she brings back her web show. So actually, she's a celebrity.
She's
again.
doing pretty well. She has
Yeah.
50,000 people watch it. And she hasn't streamed in like 10 years.
50,000 people watch her just covering Spencer in a lot of beauty products.
By the way,
Speaking of that,
I just want to point out, by the way, that's the only thing she does. She says, hi, welcome to iCarly. I've been gone for a while. Here we go with baby Spencer.
hi, welcome back to iCarly. I know it's been a while, but I'm going to throw a bunch of beauty products on baby Spencer.
It takes all of 2 seconds.
She starts strong. She doesn't waste time with an intro or
she gives the
look
people what
back
they want.
at iCarly. She just does it. Yeah.
But now Spencer. Spencer's doing pretty well. He's very rich.
It's very rich, yeah.
He's very rich.
Yep.
But I think it should be stated, he's rich by accident. He accidentally made a statement. that was respected by the artistic
Spencer
community.
continues to set things on fire.
He tried to be a successful artist for a long time, and the thing that brought him the most success was the fact that he accidentally sets everything on fire.
Yep.
And that's the reason he is successful. He brings back his old invention, and he gets very hung up on the fact that Carly's new roommate doesn't like his sculpture. He tries and tries to get her to like it, to no avail. In the end, he gives up his world record. He's no longer going to be a world record holder. And also, this beloved old sculpture that he was bringing back catches on fire.
And also the fact that he gets destroyed with baby products.
Yep. Oh, I forgot.
The revived iCarly.
Yep.
That's a big one.
He thought he had moved on, but they make him be Baby Spencer again. Even if it was just he had to pretend to be a baby again.
Yeah. Also
And
the
by
marionette phase.
Yeah. The marionette phase, 100%.
And he made one of Carly. He made one of Carly and one of Freddy that he sold to the crazy stalker fans.
Yeah. Yeah.
That's right.
I also want to say, like, the thing I don't like about Baby Spencer is, like, I think it's weird to see a baby with, like, the head of an adult man. I don't think that's right. I don't think that's good. I think that's bad. I think that's like a bad baby.
That's a bad baby.
It's a bad baby, Baby Spencer.
Guys, we have a new bad baby.
We have a new bad baby.
Mark has a new baby to hate.
I have a new baby to hate.
This is Fullest House Part 2.
Oh my god. Anyways, Freddy.
Freddy. I don't know if this is super sad, but I do want to mention he says he made a little nook for the camera, and it's just a place in the sculpture.
Yeah.
Yes.
He's very proud of it, even though it's very like out in the open.
Yep.
And he didn't really add anything. He just kind of put a phone inside the sculpture.
Yep.
To which Carly calls him a creepy genius, and then Spencer's like, well, I made the sculpture, so I'm the creepy genius.
The theme of this episode, just adding things to existing things.
Oh, yeah.
He has gone through 2 divorces and a failed startup. He has a stepdaughter who hates him.
He lives with his mom. And might I remind you, his mom, Mrs. Benson, who's like the worst. Yep.
His ex-wife shares custody of all of his nice shirts.
So this man has no shirts. He has no nice shirts anymore. And that's, wow.
I know. And when he tries to talk to a pretty lady and is actually hitting it off, it's completely ruined because of how much his life sucks.
Yep.
No. He needs help.
I think that's all I got for Freddy.
Yeah.
I think I gotta vote for Freddy.
I gotta vote for Freddy as well.
Freddy's already won, but I am gonna vote for Carly. She really blew me away with the sadness of this episode.
That's fair. But I think I couldn't see myself voting for anybody but Freddy there.
Yeah, I was feeling it for Freddy.
But yeah, so that's it. We hope you enjoyed the first episode of Rewatch Party. We're gonna be doing the rest of iCarly for now, and then we'll see where we go from here. If you like what you just listened to, you can like our Facebook page and follow us on Twitter and Instagram at Rewatch Party Pod. That is where you can find us on social media now.
And remember to rate, review, and subscribe.
Yes, rate, review, subscribe,
That would really
all the podcast
help.
things. That would really help. Once again, I'm Zach Horowitz.
I'm Mark Green.
And I'm Harrison Bloom. And until next time, keep rewatching, and remember, the chunks are lucky.